With the passing of Pat Summitt, I knew the reaction would be immense and intense in Knoxville. It's even been more so than I thought it would be, though, because I've realized how many lives that Pat Summitt touched along the way. Sure, she was a great basketball coach, but she just connected with so many people in so many different ways. And in the last couple of days, I've just been thinking about how we will remember Pat and what would be a tribute to her. She already has a court named after her at Thompson Bowling Arena. She already has a statue there on the University of Tennessee campus. And the more I thought about it, I thought that maybe in an individual way, everybody can honor Pat Summitt by trying to be maybe a little better than they thought they could be, because that's something that Pat Summitt emphasized throughout her life with her teams, with her players. She always believed that you could give more than you thought you could. She didn't just hold players to that standard, she held herself to that standard. And when I found out Pat had taken a turn for the worse and was gravely ill, one of the first things I did, I went back through one of her books that Sally Jenkins wrote, Reaching for the Summit. And I turned to the passage where she talked about when she went off to college at Tennessee Martin. Remember, Pat Summitt was a farm girl, and her world had never gone beyond that. And here she goes off to college and joins a Chi Omega sorority. It's a completely different world for her. And she was as country could be. She butchered the King's English. She didn't know the social graces. A lot of people, I think 99% of people would have backed away from that. She didn't have to have that. She could have been a successful basketball player, probably gone on and been a great coach anyway. But she was so determined to develop herself to the fullest extent, and she could handle discomfort. And that's so hard to do. So she went into this completely different world, and she learned good grammar. She learned the social graces. And we all saw the finished product when she was a coach at Tennessee. I mean, this is a woman that could go out and command thousands of dollars in speaking to corporations and giving motivational speeches. She could relate to anyone. I'm sure Pat could have won. She could have been governor of the state of Tennessee if she'd have chosen a political course. But just going back to where she was when she made that transition from farm girl to a college student and a sorority sister. And I thought that was so impressive that she could do that. She kept challenging herself throughout her career and throughout her life. And I think that's one thing other people can remember, that maybe they can do more than they think they can. Because Pat Summitt saw that in others as well as herself. And I kind of think that's how I'll remember Pat, and I hope others do as well.